Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you exercises for a very weak arm, especially after a stroke, brain injury or any other neurological injury. And welcome to Basically Physio, my name is Suresh. So prior to doing these exercises, if you have a very weak arm, meaning no movement at all and you have some looseness over your shoulder, there are two things that I want you to take note of. First thing is that when you look at your upper limb recovery, a lot of times people like to focus on their fingers and on their wrists. But this is not the main priority. A lot of times when you want to grab something and you want to move using your hand, the shoulder and the elbow are the ones that transport the hand, and the wrist and the fingers are the ones that grasp the things that you want to use. So if you just focus on grasping and not using your shoulder and elbow, then you're actually not going to be using your arm functionally. So a lot of times, don't just fixate on the wrist and the fingers, but also actually focus more on your shoulder and elbow in the beginning stages, because the wrist and fingers may take a while more to come back, but the shoulder and elbow may come back earlier. So focus on these at the start before your fingers and your wrist. So the next important thing I want you to take note if you have a very weak upper limb is the positioning at rest. A lot of times if you notice stroke survivors or brain injury survivors, the hand will go into a pattern like this whereby everything is flexed. And once you get into this stage, it is very difficult to come back and open it up. It's not saying impossible, but it's just much more harder. So if you actually, in the early stages of your weakness in your upper limb, you start to position your hand properly, then you're actually avoiding all of this work that you need to do later on in your rehabilitation journey. So what I mean by positioning is, if you are resting your hand in a seated position, do not put any sling. At the early stages, try not to put any sling unless it's really required or recommended by a doctor. If not, take off your sling and keep your elbow in a more extended position and open up your fingers and wrists. You can actually grab a ball or a roll of towel and just open it up and place it like this. Okay, instead of in a position like this, place it open and grab something on your wrists and fingers and just keep it like this. Rest your forearm if you can on a pillow or on your lap. If let's say you have a table that you can rest your hand on, then you want to place your hand in a more open position. Your elbows is in a more extended and not flexed position. Extend your hand. And for your wrists and fingers, you want to open up and place this way. This will also allow you to put some weight on this hand, which acts as a natural stretching for your hand. So for these exercises, I need you to have a comb or a brush. If you have access to this, it will be very good for these exercises. And I need you to have a towel as well as a table for you to rest your hand on when you're doing these exercises. Okay, so the first exercise is for the shoulder joint. Okay, so grab your comb here or your brush, then focus at this area of your shoulder and also at the back area. I'll be showing you a close-up for the back area where you want to do it. Okay, so using this comb, just brush upwards at the forward area for 10 times. Okay, just do it for 10 times. Do it gently. Ideally, you want to have your shoulder exposed and not doing it over clothes here, but I'm just showing you for demonstration over clothes. Do it exposed, okay, at home when you're doing. Okay, 10 times. Then go to the back. You also want to do 10 times over your upper traps region. Okay, after that, then grab your hand using a stronger hand. Okay, just move forward and backward. Okay, as you are doing this forward and backward movement, I want you to really imagine in your shoulder, imagine you are moving it forward and backward. Even if you do not have any movement at all, just imagine, and this may actually start to wake up your brain. Okay, so using a stronger hand, just glide your hand forward and backward. So you have a towel so that it reduces the friction for you to do this. Okay, so do it for 5 times forward and backward. Focus on the movement in your shoulder. Okay, after 5 times is done, then once again, 10 more times forward. And then 10 more times at the back. And once again, do it 5 times forward and backward. So forward, mainly focus on the forward. The backward don't really need to do, but more focusing on the forward. So use your stronger hand to move if your weaker hand is not able to move at all. Okay? So this is for your shoulder flexion. If you find this video useful, consider liking and subscribing to the channel for more content like this. So the next part, you're going to focus on the lateral aspect, that means the side of your shoulder here. Okay, grabbing your comb, I want you to just brush upwards this way 10 times. So once again, a reminder, do it with the area exposed and not on clothes. Okay, so after 10 times, then grab your hand using a stronger hand. I want you to just open this way. So you are opening up this angle here and close it. Okay, so keep your body straight and just use your shoulder to move. So if your hand is very weak, you won't have any movement in the shoulder, but that is fine. Using a stronger hand and also imagining about this movement and really thinking about this movement in your shoulder joint, it will actually start to wake up some of these nerves in your brain and your muscles. So do this movement for 5 times. Okay, then after that, go back into combing this area for 10 times. Okay, so upwards at the side of your shoulder. Okay, then once again, grabbing your weaker hand and just imagining this movement, open your hand sideways and bring it back in for 5 times. Next, you're going to focus on your elbow muscles, which is mainly your biceps, and on the outside is your triceps. So we're going to start with the biceps first, grabbing your comb. Okay, just look at your biceps region and just comb upwards for 10 times. Okay, after that, then using a stronger hand, grab your weaker hand like this and just bend it. Okay, so you're just putting your hand on a towel and focusing on flexing your elbow. Okay, the extension portion, meaning the straightening of the hand, is not the main focus, it's mainly the flexing portion. So using a stronger hand, do this for about 5 times. Okay, and then after that, go back to brushing your biceps 10 times upwards. Okay, then after that, using a stronger hand, grab your weak hand and just focus on bending. So if you do not have any movement, which is what this exercise is all useful for, then really focus on looking at your elbow and your biceps region, and as you are bending your elbow, really focus and try to wake up your brain and your nerves when you're doing this exercise. Okay, so repeat the movement for 5 times. Okay, next what we are going to do is going on the outer side of your elbow. Then we are going to go for a tricep. So the outer side, just brush it upwards 10 times. Okay, then using your stronger hand, you're going to focus on straightening out your elbow. Okay, so the focus now is straightening out and not bending it. So straighten out for 5 times. Okay, after that, then repeat your triceps brushing for 10 times. Okay, then using a stronger hand, grab your hand. Okay, straighten out the hand. Okay, just straightening out. The bending portion is not the focus, but more on the straightening out for 5 times. So next exercise you're going to do is for your wrist. Okay, so same thing, grab your comb. Okay, from your wrist, I just want you to go up all the way. So brush upwards like this 10 times. Okay, then help your wrist to go into this position and then just move it up and down using your stronger hand. So focus mainly on the upward movement. Okay, so do this for 5 times. Then help your hand come back to this position. Okay, using the comb again, go upwards 10 times. So really get all this area of your wrist, Okay. Then help your wrist to go into this position, and using a stronger hand, just extend your wrist upwards. Okay, for 5 times. Bend it up 5 times. As you're doing this, imagine the movement and really look at your wrist when you're doing this. Okay, 5 times. And you can rest. Okay, so for the last exercise, I want you to put your weak hand, your forearm and your wrist resting on a tabletop like this, okay? This exercise, after you place your hand like this, using a stronger hand, just put it like this, okay? What we're going to focus on is actually weight bearing on the weaker hand. So this weight bearing is very important because it serves as a way to stretch your hand without directly stretching it. So by putting the weight, you're actually using your gravity and the force of your body and your limbs to stretch out the muscles. So in this position, I just want you to lean forward. As you're leaning forward, you're actually kind of indirectly turning on your arm by hopefully firing up the triceps muscles, the wrist muscles, and the finger muscles. Even if you don't see any movement, just continue doing this form of a forward movement, whereby you're leaning forward and putting some weight on the weaker hand, and then coming back. Okay, so you can come forward and stay for about 30 seconds. In this position, try not to slump forward like this, but keep your back straight as much as you can, even though it's difficult. Just lean forward like this and hold for 30 seconds, and then lean back and rest. Okay, then once again do for about 30 seconds, come forward, really focusing more on the weaker side instead of relying all your strength on the stronger side. So you can even shift towards your weaker side and put more weight like this, 30 seconds, and then come back. Okay, so do this for about 3 times, 30 seconds forward, lean more onto your weaker side, and then come back this way. So the set of exercises that you just saw, this is actually one cycle. I want you to do this 2 or 3 sets in a day if you can tolerate. If not, just start with 1 set and do progress to about 2 to 3 sets over the next few weeks. Thank you for watching, and I hope these exercises have been useful for you. If you want to watch more upper limb exercise videos, then click on these videos here. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.